Warning! This is the first time, and probably the only time I'm going to give you guys a warning. There is explicit content in this video. It's Saints Row 3. There's a dildo bat. So, if you are underage, or you just don't like that kind of thing, then, might want to watch some other video that I've got posted up. Hey everybody, it's TheSocialHermit. Guess what? I'm back with another video for you guys. Today I've got Saints Row the 3rd gameplay, and today's topic is going to be controversy in video games, and whether video games can even be controversial anymore. Haven't we, covered everything? I'm pretty sure we covered most of everything. I figured Saints Row the 3rd would probably be, appropriate gameplay, since it caused a whole bunch of stir with the dildo bat and every other thing that was, under this. But it's designed to be that way. It's supposed to be silly, stupid, and in-your-face offensive. Now, with the release of Saints Row 4 and GTA 5 that's soon to come out, I'm recording this on the 16th at 3 in the morning, I figured that, this might work. We've got all types of things. You shoot up cops, you beat people with large phallus bats, you take over things, there's drugs, there's sex dolls, there's all kinds of weird stuff just all throughout this entire game. And that makes it all the better. It is designed to be stupid, silly fun. That's literally it. But I mean, we've got numerous things that we could talk about. We've got crap. There's just any number of things that could be considered controversial. The fact that, for some people, it might be the fact that are women as main characters who can be bosses. That could be controversial to some people that are, ultra-fundamentalist kind of setups. There could be, people that believe that weapons, any weapons in a video game is just bad. I'm using weapons of mass destruction, essentially, in this thing. There could be even people that say that there's, foul language. But, honestly, is anything controversial in video games anymore? I mean, really, is anything controversial in video games anymore with this? It's kind of silly. You've got people that just say that something's controversial. The media says that something is controversial. But is it really? I mean, it's not all that bad compared to some games. Like there's the Japanese rape game that had come out a while ago that caused a whole bunch of ruckus. You don't have any of that in here. Do you have hookers and stuff? Yes, but they're getting paid and it's consensual, in theory. But controversy in video games isn't exactly... There's nothing really to be more controversial about in these things.
That one was for you, Johnny.
I mean, who honestly thinks that any of this could be controversial anymore? They've covered pretty much all the bases. They've covered sex, they've covered drugs, they've covered violence, they've covered vulgarity, they've covered, nudity. They've got nudity in this, where it doesn't really show anything. It's just kind of there and blurred and pixeled out. That's about it. But it's kind of silly that we think that anything is controversial anymore.
These things are dangerous,
I mean, who honestly in their right mind is going to think that a kid is going to go out and try and do this? If your kid is, and if any of you kids try and go out and do this stupid shit, you're a moron. Just plain and simple. And the only person to blame is the parents on that, because they didn't do their fucking job parenting. Now, is there some reason for, drawing some attention to people?
You lost to the
Yes, there's some reasons to draw attention to people. And draw attention to this. And say something is inappropriate for kids. Okay, draw attention to it with the, the ESRB label there. Oh, it's not exactly safe for kids. All right then. Well, let's go ahead and try and not give this to fucking 8-year-olds. If there is drugs involved in this, if there are people trying to kill each other, things that you would not give to a child normally, why would you ever consider buying this game or any other game similar to that at all for your children? It's ridiculous. Now, can I understand the appeal of, how your son wants to buy this game because, it's the game he's been wanting and he won't shut the hell up about it. Okay, I understand that. I mean, they've got tits and grits here, and furries, and every other thing under the sun. It's ridiculous. And people bitch about this on a constant goddamn basis. You're not going to get much more than this. They've got people in GIMP suits walking around. Can you honestly... Yeah, there goes a flying GIMP. Can you honestly tell me that you aren't in the least bit interested in what these are and what this has to say about just us as a society? Do I understand that some people don't want this to be some of the stuff that, their kids get a hold of? Yes, I understand that. Totally. Do I also want them to understand that this is not exactly something they should even be considering giving their kids? Yes, because if you give this to your kid, you're a bad parent. You're in fact a terrible parent if you give this to anyone that's under the age of, well, under the recommended age for the ESRB, and in some states it's actually illegal. Actually, I think in some countries it might be illegal. Does that mean that all games that have, are rated as such as, bad or, not great for kids or something, really need to be described as that? No, not really. Do you need to just have some discretion when it comes to actually picking your games for your kids? And I always hit the goddamn water. Yes, you need to have discretion when picking your games for your kids. Does that necessarily mean that you need to hate all video games and accept everything the media tells you at face value? No, of course not. Does that mean that you need to exercise some, logical thinking when purchasing video games for your kids and maybe do your fucking research? Yes, of course. Do your goddamn research. Some of these things are not for kids. They are nowhere near for kids. And I fly to the side. Now, are there some things that I don't agree should be considered censored or bad material? Yes. Sex, sensual content, nudity, things like that. Not necessarily. I don't believe that those really should be considered, something bad that, kids shouldn't experience. But, telling them that it's okay to jump a guy and shove a knife into his chest is okay. That doesn't make any sense. Now, if there is, I don't know, maybe something more that we could do for this, something a little bit more compelling than just saying you can't really do much. You all this is bad, and it's bad because it's for the children. Using the for the children excuse is a pain in my ass and a pain in everyone's asses. Just means that you didn't do your fucking research and it's something that you don't like, so you're pawning it off on the kids. Now, if you're actually saying that it's not good for kids because of a reason, and maybe it's something that they need to experience later on in life. Okay, I'm all for it. Just give a valid fucking reason. And over I go. Now, does that mean that everything about this is right? No, of course not.
That wasn't much of a challenge.
But controversy in games doesn't really seem to even really process any right now. It's just silly. What about a video game can be controversial anymore? We got nothing. But it's just irritating. But that's my feelings on the topics. That, you know, I don't think that video games can really be controversial. They kind of covered fucking everything. What's gonna be next? No. But if you're just going for shock factor, you're a terrible developer. Now, this is TheSocialHermit for the TheAeonsProject. Leave a comment below. I'm signing off. See you guys.